Oh no. I was talking that entire time. Whoops. Hey everybody, how you doing? Oh, that's embarrassing. I'm doing all right. Just chilling on the server while I get some materials. Okay, I should probably try and get some mud next. Technically, I'm not really the owner of mud, but until it starts getting sold, the community shop will remain open. But hey, Ori, hey, Risky, hey, Sean. I thought I said hi, but I didn't, and I apologize. Ooh, I should probably get some dirt first. Time to peel back a bit of a secret on this server. I don't know if anybody's... no, I should probably go to... Because I don't think Baloo's going to be using all that dirt. He usually just tends to let it despawn. I've been putting it in chests, but so Adventureland. I have to say this is looking really cool so far. But I'm not gonna lie, I went on a rant about Popeye's chicken. I guess I can do that again. But yesterday I went to work in the morning. I kind of okay. Maybe it's better than I thought because I'm kind of getting the craving of getting it again. Maybe I should like today. Probably not a good idea. Like I'm doing okay on my weight. Like for those who don't know, for a while I was let's just take all this dirt. Oh shoot, what was I just talking about? I know I was talking about Popeyes or something along those lines, but I went to work, you know, it was a very boring day at work. Oh, that's right. What if I don't want to... What if I just want to walk everywhere? I don't know, like, I maybe it's just because of my own, like, super vanilla heavy bias, but, like, I have been trying to, like, walk around more than use these. Maybe because of levels as well. I don't know. But it's not like I'm against them. It's just how my brain works sometimes. Sometimes I just feel like walking. I'm still using portals. Yeah, it's kind of weird. We I think we incorporated... Oh wait, no, I didn't have to go because my mud maker is actually in spawn. No XP fairy yet. Indeed. Honestly, it might be best to like turn like the XP Fairy into like a shop, just so like whoever is doing it, is it Ori again? I don't know who has brewers. I think, at least I think, I guess technically anybody could. No. XP bottles are brewers, aren't they? They could be librarians actually. Yeah, okay, so it's brewers. I don't know who has brewers, but they could like make a little setup shop that's just like one barrel. I'd be willing to like pay a diamond if I was in a bit of a pinch. I'm gonna... Okay, that doesn't allow much storage. I've been stocking up. Cool. Sure. I'm actually gonna turn this down because this does make a bit of noise. But yeah, work was extremely boring. Which, I mean, like, not a horrible thing. Like, that's definitely not the worst problem to have, but like, it was very boring. It was just like one of those situations where something could happen, so we had to stay. You couldn't like just go off. But I did manage to get off of work a little bit early, like 18 minutes early. Not really enough to make a difference in like something I would want to do, but you know, it's something. So I ended up just going to Popeyes because I've been a bit sick. Let's just put it at that. Not really sick, but it's the best way of describing it without getting too much into detail, because it is a little embarrassing. But I haven't really been able to... It kind of affects my diet. I had to be like very strict about what I ate. So now that I'm like starting to recover, I can basically go back to eating normal foods. So I just like, while I was quote unquote sick, I was watching a lot of a channel called ProZD. And Ori might know this person because he's actually a voice actor in quite a couple of anime. And hold on one second. Sorry, scam caller. Just wanted to make sure. We'll have to block that number later. I don't like, okay, so a little bit of a issue, a little bit of a side tangent. I think my phone number used to be like a business owner's old phone number, because I get asked about like, oh, is this such and such? And not gonna lie, I've gotten so fed up with it that like anytime they ask, I just say no, and I hang up without any further context, because that should tell them plenty. But back to like Popeye's chicken. Oh yeah, and I so with ProZD's channel, he has like a thing called Let's Try, and it's basically where he ends up like eating a bunch of different menu items from different places. And it's a kind of a nice way of getting like a speedrun review of like all the items in... Ooh, my elytra activated. That was really weird. And one of the things that I ended up watching, which I don't know why I did this to myself, it just feels like a tease to watch this while I'm not able to eat any foods. But I guess it just gave me something to look forward to. Maybe honestly, it actually kind of felt like motivation to just, you know, keep staying on the diet so that I can do whatever I wanted without any repercussion. Because if there's like any sort of pressure, it's just like, what's the point? So maybe that's why. But one of the things that he ended up doing for that series is Popeyes, and he was a pretty big fan of like their spicy chicken sandwiches. And so like one of the first things I wanted to try, this was like my first fast food place after this diet. The like would like he would, so, oh my gosh, I am completely fumbling over myself. And Ori says I'm a good streamer, huh? But so I decided, you know what, he liked Popeyes, so I'm gonna go to Popeyes and try out their chicken sandwich. And my initial impression was like, maybe it was because I had so much anticipation to try it, I ended up being a little underwhelmed. I think it was also partially because of the service I got. Because, like, I know you're working at a fast food place, but can you at least try not to sound miserable? Like the guy who was like handling me, he was like, he was very blunt to the point, sounded a bit depressed. And I know you're working a fast food place, but man, that does kind of affect my mood because I feel like I'm just an inconvenience. I don't know about that, Ori, but so maybe that affected the experience a little bit, but I don't know. Like I tried this spicy chicken sandwich. It was like the number 3, I think. I had like bacon and cheese on it as well. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit underwhelmed of the spice factor. Like, I was expecting it to have a bit more kick. Now, to be fair, like, oh, hey, Toaster, how you doing? Like, to be fair, I'm the type of guy, when they get sushi, like, I get, like, a good few drops of wasabi on there, and, like, some, like, ginger, too. Like, I used to not really like spice as a kid, but ever since I got to be like 21, I think, I started liking spicy stuff a lot more. And I don't know, I like having that kick. So the spice factor for the spicy chicken sandwich at Popeyes, it just like it was a bit underwhelming to me. Now, I did appreciate how, like, juicy it was and how, like, crunchy the breading was, while the breading wasn't, like, terribly overpowering. It didn't, like, take over the dish. Or didn't take over the chicken. You could definitely taste the chicken itself as well, which some places definitely have an issue with. But if I were to make a sandwich out of like chicken, like out of like any particular fast food chicken, it would probably be like Raising Cane's, but like made more spicy, like more spicy than what Popeyes does. Because I don't know, there's something like very satisfying to me about biting into a Raising Cane's piece of chicken, because like I don't know, I feel the chicken a lot more. And have the Raising Cane sauce on the sandwich as well. Like Raising Cane's should do sandwiches. I don't know if they do. I've never tried it, but I've never really seen it on the menu, so maybe they don't. But like if I were Raising Cane's, I'd get on trying to make a sandwich. I think with their sauce and the chicken they got, I think they could make a pretty banger sandwich. Could just be me though. Dang, no, I want a chicken sandwich. Sorry. But I don't know. To be honest, now I want a chicken sandwich. I was saying this earlier before I realized I was muted, but like, well, actually, now I'm starting to lose track of like what I said before I was muted, but like, I kind of want to go again to Popeyes today, even though that's probably a bad idea, and I probably will not be doing that. But like maybe on Friday, maybe I'll go again on Friday or something. I can't have one yet, but I'm putting on the list. Yeah, basically same here. And oh shoot, what was I saying? Oh no. But I was saying something, I really want to finish it, but I keep forgetting what I was gonna say. Ugh. But yeah, I feel like Raising Cane's should definitely do some sort of sandwich. I'd buy it, or I'd at least try it. I was also considering going to Wendy's as well, because like I have gone to Wendy's once, or actually no, twice. The first time I just got like what was probably the number one. It was a very normal sandwich. And I was with friends, and I wasn't really. I was focusing more on the conversation at the time than really like feeling the sandwich. You want to give it another shot? Maybe, yeah. And like Wendy's, I remembered it being good, and also I ended up buying it a second time when they had the Krabby Patty meal for the time. Just wanted to lurk, but I wanted to say, hey, welcome in, Peter. I hope you're doing well. But I went and got the Krabby Patty meal, and like it was completely within expectations, because you know, like Krabby Patty is like in the show is just your stand-in for your typical fast food burger. So I wasn't expecting anything like ultra exemplary. However, something I was a little bit disappointed with was the pineapple mango smoothie or shake or whatever it was. I think it was a shake. And I think a lot of it came down to it just like not being mixed very well, because like you could visually see, because the cup was transparent, you could see all of like the pineapple flavoring was kind of just sitting at the bottom, which I don't know, it was just kind of disappointing. I tried to stir it, but like with a shake it's kind of hard to, because like you're trying to dig this like flavoring out of the bottom, and you're trying to like scoop it back into the rest of the shake. And I don't know, I wish they stirred it better, and so I could actually like enjoy all of the mango and pineapple throughout the entire shake, because I feel like that was like the big the big part of the meal was just like the shake. That was like the big novel part of the meal. Though I am glad that they actually did give me fries, because like in the show they never did have fries with the Krabby Patty. Maybe they did, I just don't remember it. But I feel like they definitely could have cheaped out there. Though to be fair, it was a little bit more expensive than your typical meal because of that novelty, I think. So like, not like, the meal itself was average, but I feel like dissatisfied with the shake. So I guess like it's just been a while since I've been to Wendy's. Though I have heard a lot of good things about their Baconator. So I might try the Baconator at some point in time. No promises though. Is that the last one? Yeah. I love this little contraption so much. It's conceptually the same as it is on my single player world, where it just basically refills and then goes back into this chest to be used again. You do kind of have to take breaks because otherwise it'll run out, but like usually the best pattern to do is just like place down a stack and then dig it up and then place down another stack. And by the time you're done digging it all up, the water bottles will be back. Okay, now let's refill the shop on this. I do need to figure out like a reliable way. Or actually, no, I do have a reliable way of doing that now. I have like a little wheat farm thing that's like actually pretty fast, but I don't have any bone meal on me at the minute. It's very expensive on bone meal, unfortunately. But hey, is the life. I would do like a giant wheat field somewhere, but I don't know where it would be that it would. I guess I could just do like a giant one underground, like under spawn, just so it's like loaded every now and again. And I guess I could theoretically do one around my area as well, but we'll see. I don't know. I do like the simplicity of just leaving the seeds there to do their own thing. Though, actually, probably the main reason I haven't really done anything about it is because technically I'm not the proper mud seller. I'm just kind of slowly waiting for a proper mud place to come up. Okay, I did check the shulkers, which, by the way, Ori, shulkers are now 2 diamonds a box. I should probably replace these. Though, again, oh my, okay, someone really went ham on the obsidian. Like, again, I'm not, like, at the beginning, I was technically the copper seller, but now someone else should technically be doing these. So I think I'll do like another restock on this, and I'll wait to do another restock once, like if this gets really low again and there's still not a proper copper shop yet, then I'll wait until then. Nobody's bought a breeze rods, probably because like it's not really worth the price, but at the same time, it's such a hassle to get these that I'm not really willing to bring the price down either. Because I feel like if it was like 16 breeze rods, people wouldn't really have that much of a problem. But as it is, it's quite the hassle. I probably should make a breeze farm, but I can't get myself to. I think it's a good price for breeze rods. Okay. Although, let's be honest, like, breeze rods are kind of a specific use case. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 3.5 stacks of copper, which I think I should have back at my base. I have been thinking of trying to set up a waystone at my place, at least by the Ender Pearl place, but I kind of like, I want to have some like minimums set up so that like when you teleport in, it's not just an Enderman farm. I don't know. I feel like I want to be able to earn the waystone, if that makes any sense. Hey, cool guy. How you doing? Who pay with gunpowder? Thank you for your purchase, Ori. And like I think last season, I don't know if we ever went through with this. No, it wasn't me. I can't tell. Like, the thing with this is that with text, I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not. Ooh, Ori, wanted to ask. I'm good, what about you? I'm doing pretty well myself, just kind of chilling, getting some materials on... I almost said Kafla. I don't know why I almost said Kafla. It's been like years since I've done Kafla, though I would like to play with some of those peeps sometime soon. It's been a while. I don't know. I that was like the first proper SMP I was in, so maybe that has something to do with it. But anyways, but yeah, just getting some materials on Nations and Nobles. Doing good. It's awesome. Oh, my Elytra just didn't deploy for whatever reason. I was kind of concerned for him. I'm like, wait, do I not have my Elytra on? Am I about to just jump into the void? Yep. Living in the end has its own inherent anxieties. This is like stuff that I still need to organize, and okay, I might as well just keep this in my inventory. Why not? But right, Ori, I was gonna ask, and totally okay if you don't want to. I understand. Like, you might just want to focus on resting. But would you be interested in watching some anime tomorrow morning? And as always, no pressure. I was gonna ask if you were up to do it this way. Okay, sweet, awesome. I was like, tonight I have a night shift, and I was thinking of picking up like something for breakfast, and I was like, this would go well with some anime. And a nice chat with good old Ori. All right, awesome, can't wait. I need things to like keep my mind busy, because my brain has just been going crazy about Pokemon for the past week. Like, I could show, like, I have been so distracted with Pokemon as of recent that like, Minecraft's been a little bit hard, not gonna lie, because unfortunately I sometimes just get very one-track minded like that. It's very annoying. See, why can't my friend ask me this nicely? My friend is making me watch this recommendation on Gunpoint. I've been getting excuses. Yeah, no, I guess something that's very important with me. Thanks, sorry. But like something that's very important with me when it comes to partaking in an activity with somebody else is that it's very, very important with me that they also enjoy it. Ooh, I need to turn my sounds back up. that they also enjoy it. Because for me, I don't know what it is with my brain that like specifically craves this, but maybe it's just like I guess I just want the vibes to be right. Because going back to fast food, when I get fast food, I always eat in my car, and I always have to like go to a very particular like parking spot, because the vibes just like are good for me to eat, and it's much more comfortable and satisfying to eat there specifically. I can't like it's very it's a little bit dumb, admittedly, but like if somebody that I'm doing it with is not enjoying it, ooh, I'm actually short one. That's fine. I'm not going to be too picky about that. But if I sense that like somebody's not enjoying it, or if I know somebody's not enjoying it and they'd rather just be resting or doing something else, it's just like there's no point in it for me. Because it's, you know, you're doing it with somebody else. It's I feel like to a certain extent it does kind of explain itself. Like you wouldn't want to watch the Super Bowl with somebody like with only one person that you don't know. You know, you'd rather like watch it either by yourself or with like friends, you know? Like really close friends, and you just have it on in the background while you're just having a good excuse to party. Speaking of party, I have some very good news for my personal life. Or that you know doesn't like football. Yeah, to a certain extent like that. Like if you're like all you're doing is sitting down and watching football, then yeah, but like usually when I watch football with people, it's usually very casually. It's more often than not, we're just kind of hang out in the kitchen. Okay, I think the shop is restocked. At this point, I should probably start trying to get wood. Because I've, like, as you might have seen, my wood stock for the shulkers was starting to get a little bit low. And also, I'm starting to run a bit low on the wood I use for building. Or what if somebody else is parked in the spot where you usually eat? So here's the thing. The parking spot, well, okay, it's more like a row of parking spots. Is like 3 different parking spots. And while I do prefer ooh, I should probably put this in here. While I do prefer that nobody be there, just so I'm kind of by myself with nobody ever have the possibility of watching me or judging me, because unfortunately I'm just paranoid like that. Because if anybody has any eyesight with me that isn't like actively distracted with something, I immediately think that they're judging the crap out of me. Which is unrealistic, I know, but it's just how I am. Oh, right, I was going to get bone meal. But if there's like somebody in one of the spots, I don't particularly care too much to go to another spot, because this is actually not in the fast food parking lot. This is actually in front of like a Kohl's. Because there's like a big tree that kind of hangs over the car, and I don't know, there's just I like having leaves over my head. I've noticed this. Like in my single player world, a lot of my builds have like leaf roofs. If I ever get into a more comfortable situation in my life, I do want to have like some like fake plants or whatever in my room. And honestly, I could. I should actually. I feel like I've meant to put this on my wish list before. I actually do have a dedicated wish list on my phone, and I always try to write stuff down, because if I don't and people ask me what I want for Christmas or for my birthday, I completely blank out. I have no idea. And I'm just kind of stuck with them asking me over and over and over again. And it starts to get a little stressful. Sounds like you would love to live in a log cabin in the middle of a forest by yourself. I kind of, it depends. Like, if it was if it was in the woods and there was like a little village of people that I knew and happened to have a Raising Cane's, then I would absolutely be down. Oh, and had good internet, because the advantage of having like good internet in the middle of nowhere is that there's so few people using that bandwidth at a time. Like, the dream is just like to live in the forest in a village with just people that I know and just chill for the rest of my life. Even though that is horribly unrealistic. Okay, so fake tall plant. Okay, put that down. I have an Amazon wish list for myself and the girls for that exact reason. I just add to it year round. Yeah, exactly. Nope, not me to do that. Okay, I need to get going and moving and out of here. I'll stick a stack, why not? Actually, I have a feeling that I'm not gonna... Let's do, like, that. There we go. Okay, let's get out of there before that gets more annoying. Hopefully, in my old house, I left some saplings. I feel like I would do that, because it's just become kind of like a utility warehouse at this point. Man, I like all this time later, I'm still fairly proud of this build. There's not too many builds that I'm like super proud of. Like, especially on this server, especially considering that, I don't know, I've just been kind of stuck when it comes to building at times. But like, this is definitely one of those builds where I still feel very proud of it, like all this time later. But yeah, I've just been using this to like store a bunch of nether stuff in case Ori ever wants any of it. Like, especially quartz, if she ever wants to restock on quartz. Because I do a lot of netherite mining, but I can't just jack all of it, you know? It'd be a bit rude to take her stuff, her trade. I do need to come pick that quartz up. Yeah, nah. I always mine quartz up to heal up my pickaxe while I'm mining. It's just so I can stay in there for a while, so I end up accumulating a good bit of it. What was I doing? Right. Now, if it's not in here, it might be in the actual warehouse. That still has way too many skeleton horses. Oh, I don't have a single one. No. Okay, I don't want to have to go all the way back to the end. It was Nations and Nobles buildings that got me into building with multiple block palettes. Usually, I would just use the one block and see a huge difference in my builds now. That's awesome. I'm glad that at least one of us has, you know, managed to encourage somebody with building. It was actually Nations and Nobles that I remember during the first season, I still kind of felt like a noob when it came to building and redstone. I still kind of am to a certain extent, but I feel like I'm probably just going to have that feeling forever. But I don't know, like when I saw what everybody was building around spawn, I was very inspired. I wanted to, it kind of pushed me to do a lot better. Okay. I'm not, my goodness, I don't know how many times I gotta clarify this, but I'm not even close to comparable with Etho. Your stuff is amazing. I appreciate the notion. Go check my house for saplings. Okay. All I need is one. Maybe two, just in case. In case the first one wants to be stingy. Building is definitely something I need to work on. There are still a lot of things that I want to try, especially when it comes to block palette and vibes. And I guess that's kind of a fun thing about Nations and Nobles, is that is that like the first year I was like experimenting with one thing, and now this season I'm experimenting with a different thing that I haven't really done before. Why am I down here? Why did I go down here? Why? Why? I was meaning to say earlier. So, something in my personal life has just gone very, very well. So, some of my IRL friends and I, some of my IRL friends did move out a while ago, like a couple of years ago now. And ever since then, we've been thinking about trying to get back together for like a week-ish, and just doing like and just, you know, hanging out for like an entire week straight without any interruptions. And the two people who have moved out of state have their tickets coming for like mid-June, and I just managed to get my PTO request accepted. So I'm going to be able to just hang out with them for the entire week uninterrupted. Now, unfortunately, that's probably going to mean that whatever video I'm working on at the time is probably going to be pretty delayed. Understairs? Got it. But I gotta. Thank you, Ori. Your patronage is there's a word that I'm looking for. Your patronage is very much appreciated. Great reason though. Yeah, I've been actually thinking of coming up with like maybe not a one shot, but like maybe a 3 to 4 shot D&D campaign. It's fine though, friends are important. Thanks, guys. And it's actually based off of a game that I don't want to spoil here, just in case they watch this back, because I know CJ sometimes does. Okay, I want to like optimize this. Here we go. Oop. I always forget that that's a possibility. But I do kind of want it to be like fairly creepy. It's not like super like jump scary, which I mean, let's be honest, jump scares are pretty hard to do in D&D, but like conceptually it's very horror like. It's very dark. But it's not edgy dark, just like there's a specific genre that I'm thinking of horror Lovecraftian? Maybe. It's somewhat Lovecraftian. Try hauling a bone meal under. Oh right, that's a thing. I forgot that offhand is a thing you can do. Ooh. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Good idea, but and I probably but it just gets me to strip the wood, and with the woodcutter mod we have, it doesn't quite synergize. I definitely appreciate the suggestion though. Ooh, that was a big tree. But yeah, I guess that was like kind of another reason I went to Popeyes, was because I kind of wanted to celebrate that. Because I was actually a little bit anxious about asking for that PTO request. For those who don't know, it's PTO is like paid time off. So basically me requesting to be off of work. And the thing is, that is like the early to mid-June is very busy for us. So I was kind of nervous on whether or not they'd accept it. But I think the fact that it's honestly pretty rare that I ask for time off. I don't abuse it. I think that probably did help my case. In fact, I actually do recall my manager once telling me, like, use your PTO hours, man. You're like always here. And it's because I'm not a very outgoing person. I just kind of chug along at life. They've been stubborn in the past. I'm glad it went well. Yeah, it was like that one time where I think that was actually mostly a misunderstanding. But I ultimately didn't agree with the policy they put in. But it was a bit of a misunderstanding. So there was a point in time where I really needed to visit a family member due to not really an emergency, but it was somewhat should probably put the 2 saplings back now that I have some of my own, and I need to make sure that I have some saplings for myself in that house, because because I don't know, I like wood cutting around here. So basically what happened was that I think a lot of people were doing PTO requests around this time. I don't remember why. Oh, it was like it was around Christmas, that's why. And we desperately needed the people for around Christmas, because basically anytime people typically like to get off of work, we get busy. So unfortunately, that tends to be a bit of a problem. Conflict of interest, as some might say. So my sister and I, because at the time we were working at the same place, we put in a PTO request to go visit my mom, and like 2 days afterward, there was a notice on like the little app we use to communicate that PTO requests were not going to be a thing from that point to the end of the year, which like that was like 2-3 months of like nobody being able to do any sort of PTO request. And because we didn't get like a proper response back for a while, we thought that we weren't going to be able to visit our mom, and that was very frustrating. But thankfully that it was just like any PTO requests made after that, after hours, essentially. And it's not like we picked like a particularly bad time. We actually did it like directly after Thanksgiving, kind of in the, actually no, it was like right before Thanksgiving, it might have been. So it was kind of in that grace period where everything was kind of dead anyways, because who's going to go on vacation like a week before Thanksgiving? Or 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. And they got back to us and it was like, oh yeah, we weren't really thinking of you when we made that statement. It was like mostly other people, which, yeah, I can kind of get that. But 3 months, like that, or 2 to 3 months, that's a long time of not allowing anybody to do PTO requests. So I was a little peeved about it just based on principle. But outside of that, everything did turn out well. So, but yeah, I'm just I'm glad that I was actually able to get a PTO request off at a somewhat busy time. A little extreme, but yeah. The thing is that I need to with the D&D campaign, I need to ask Tommy if he plans on doing anything, because I know he's developing a very highly anticipated campaign for my friends and I called High Tides. I wouldn't be surprised if it's at least a little bit inspired off of One Piece. I've never watched One Piece, but I don't know, it has similar vibes. Like, from what little I have managed to watch, it has very similar vibes. And I don't know, the first rendition of High Tides, it was a little underdeveloped, but the ideas were very interesting. The second edition of High Tides was very good. I like, that's probably one of my favorite campaigns we've done. So I need to check back with him and see if he wants to do High Tides while we're there. Because if that's the case, I'm more than willing to do to do my campaign online. I'm not averse to that. I guess from their point of view, it's still somewhat understandable, since everybody taking off during the holidays would be bad for the company. The thing is, we usually have blackout dates for the holidays, which, like, for Thanksgiving is only 1 week, and for Christmas is like 2 weeks. And what I was kind of peeved about was like having 2 months straight of no one being able to go. And I don't know, with the blackout dates, it just felt a bit redundant to me. We're looking for a bit. All good, Risky. Lurk away, chillax, listen on in while you do whatever you need to do. But yeah, I do understand to a certain extent what they were trying to do. I just don't think their execution was all that great. Okay. Right, I have the shulker box over here. Actually, I should probably use 1 stack of this specifically for chests. And let's head back. Oh, actually, no, I'm gonna save these apples. If I can find wherever the foodstuffs is. I always get lost with this. Here it is. Ooh, I guess I must have ran out of apples. Okay. Yeah, should be it. But yeah, I'm gonna use these chests for specifically just the shulker box dispenser. because I don't want to like desperately need diamonds and then, you know, get into a situation where it's like, oh, I need to get the chest from all the way back over there, and I want to set myself up for success. But so in other goings on, I did mention a little bit about this earlier, but I am extremely hyped. Okay, hyped is a bit of a anxious, maybe is a better word. I don't know. But right, that's 33. That would be 66. Oh wait, yeah, I don't need to. Okay, there we go. That should keep us good for a while. If you're curious about why I have the composters on here, basically it makes it so that hoppers can't pick up anything above it, which is good because all I want these to do is just go into this crafter, and whenever you prevent a hopper being able to pick anything up, it causes less lag for the server. Now I know it's only like 2 hoppers, it's not going to be that much of an issue, but it is in the middle of spawn. And it's just a good practice to keep consistent with. Hey Jagabsha, how are you doing? Ooh, I need to drink some water. I've been meaning to drink water during the stream, but I kind of forgot. I'm good, can't stay because I'm at work, but I hope you have a good stream. Well, I hope you have a good day at work, Jagabsha. And hopefully everything goes all right. But yeah, Pokemon Presents is coming up this Thursday. Yeah, Thursday morning. I am actually going to be streaming that on my Twitch, which same username as it is on here, Van the Sloth. I try to keep like Minecraft stuff on here and like anything else over on the Twitch. And I got a bit excitable over it, so I'm gonna actually like okay, so I have I'm just gonna leave you with this little screenshot of the files that I've done to prepare for this stream, because like whenever I get excited about something, I prepare for it a lot, and I think the credits of season 1 is a very good example. I actually started working on the credits before we even did any of the recording, but this is another big example of like me really wanting to get into the production aspect of it. Yeah, that's what I'll leave you with for now. The stream actually starts. Ooh, I saw my driver stories. Yeah, I'll admit, like, my last stream layout, I haven't been extremely happy with as of recently. So that's why everything's just kind of black and boring. But I do kind of want to work on that at some point in time. I love that so much. See you later, Jagabsha. Hopefully work goes well. Okay, so now that the wood is taken care of, I should probably put away these sticks. But I'm trying to think of things that I can do, because the only thing left I have on my list here is diamond mining. And oh, I thought the stream was ending. No, Jagabsha was. Did I accidentally do the ending screen instead of the be right back screen? If so, sorry about that. I did not mean it. Whoops. I could have sworn I did number pad 3. Hold on. Right, because okay, that's something I do need to fix. I don't get audio necessarily. Gotcha. But I like, I don't know. I don't want to just be diamond mining for another hour, because I do want to try and stream for another hour. We'll see. We'll see. I suppose I could take a trip to my shulker farm. It's a cute. Oh shucks. Hey Pop, how you doing? Is there anything I need? I should probably get some more rockets before I head over there, because it is a bit of a flight. I'm good at work doing tips. Awesome, awesome sauce. Okay, yeah, that should top us up decently. And have this one. We're doing like decently on shulker shells. Oh, I don't think there might not be any, because I think I might have picked up all that was there. If that's the case, okay, fine. I could just AFK it. I'm not in like dire need of more, but I would rather just get that over with and make sure I don't have to do it later. But that's going to require some AFKing, so I'd rather not do that right now, but I'm just going to hope that I happen to run into it. I know it's vaguely in the... Yep, there it is. Thankfully, it is very hard to miss. Okay, is there anything in here? No, not really. Never mind. Worth a shot. But when it comes to the stream layout I have now, I just feel like I know a little bit more about color theory now, and also I just want to do something that's well, actually, no, probably the harder part about it is just like doing assets, and I'm not very good at drawing. Like I can draw a bit, but it's not optimal. How does the shulker farm even work? Basically, I get the shulkers to target me, but because of how it's set up, it ends up accidentally hitting other shulkers, and whenever a shulker gets hit by a shulker pellet, they duplicate. So, and eventually they make their way up, and they get kind of crammed. They start entity cramming, and then they die, and yeah, their remains end up in the chest. I hope I'm going the right way. I don't know if I am or not. I think I am. I might not. Yeah. I might as well... I probably have been to this one before. Oh, maybe not. More elytra is always a good thing. Nope, yep, this one's untouched. Thank you. Anything interesting in here? Eh. Oh, right. I completely forgot that I need to restock the obsidian. Okay, yeah, I don't really know where I am. Oop. I didn't realize I didn't have my elytra on. Whoops, that would have been embarrassing. That's like on the verge of whether I would die or not. I like with Feather Falling 4. All good. I appreciate the warning. Thankfully, like so a little bit of a little quirk about my playstyle is that when I started playing Deep Rock Galactic, I started kind of getting used to like number keys quick switching to all my tools. So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. And I decided, you know what, that could actually be applied in Minecraft. So I actually have a hotkey for every single slot in my hotbar. So 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3, 4 is 4, 5 is R, 6 is F, and my offhand is G, by the way. 7 is a side mouse button. 8, which is what I use to switch between elytra and chestplate, which has become very handy, which you just saw. That is tab. So I basically, like whenever I want to do something or do like any, like say I want to slow down my inertia, I just like quickly switch that, and then that, if I'm on the sword, I can just like quickly hit tab and then right click, and then I can just quickly go back to my first slot. And fireworks, that is, or I guess the 9 slot, that is the key above tab, which is grave or tilde. Yeah, I think I'm lost. I think I'm just gonna have to go back to 0, 0. Whoops. Not my brightest moment. And I forgot the dragon head. But, and I know that kind of control scheme isn't for everybody, but if you find yourself kind of like derping while, when using the scroll wheel, like what I sometimes do, it's not a bad idea. Because it makes, like, switching between, the shovel and, axe pretty convenient. And, I mean, I do still use scroll as well, if it happens to be more convenient. Because scroll, let's be honest, is just like a convenience thing. But it's still fascinating. Yeah. Some people tend to get a little bit weirded out whenever I tell them about that. It's just like, why do you have tab as when you, like that's the one I usually get judged for a lot. It's like, why do you have tab as one of your number keys? But I mean, it's like really close to W, A, S, and D. You can't really blame me. And when you're trying to map out something for every single number, and you have like, I don't have like an MMO mouse, so I have to make up for it. Plus I'm left-handed anyways, so I feel like I would just be more effective at using my left hand to switch between slots. But what else? I guess my toggle perspective, I actually move my pointer finger from D to X most of the time. Every once in a while, I will move my thumb from the spacebar to X and do it that way, but most of the time it's my pointer finger doing that. I feel like there's something else that I'm missing, but that's like the basics. I guess some people tend to say that I do play at low sensitivity, which, I don't know, this feels right to me. What? I think it's like 64%, yeah. And to be fair, I do have a decent amount of desk space, and I'm pretty, I think that this, oh, there it is. I think this does come from when I used to not have much desk space. I got very used to like picking up my mouse and resetting it, so I don't need a lot of desk space. For me, it's sometimes a pain trying to memorize the number key placement for the hotbar, so mostly I just have my hotbar selection on the item most suited to my current action. Yeah, now, like, if, say for example, I'm kind of the same way to a certain extent. But, like, say if I'm building, and I, for some reason, put blocks on my food slot, sometimes I will accidentally, like, go to blocks to try and eat, and I'll just accidentally place them down. That's, like, the one limitation of that, but it's not that bad. But usually what I end up doing is, like, if I'm building a lot, I will usually just use the scroll wheel more. For like general travel or PvP or stuff like that, I usually use my my hotkeys. Like if I'm climbing a water bucket, is primary in case of climbing and accidental falling. Yeah. So you just like if you feel like you're gonna need something, you just like put something in your first hot bar. Gotcha. Okay, I kind of misinterpreted what you said there. Sorry about that. Okay, put these back. Never touch them again, probably. Okay, another elytra in the stock, which is good. I only had 3 left. Yeah, people have been buying elytra more than I thought they would. I think it mostly just has to do with people dying. I never die, never. It's not like I've died in the void twice. Which, I mean, that kind of comes with the territory, doesn't it? Okay. That being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and start trying to diamond mine. Because I do have to come up with like a decent sum of diamonds. Because for those who don't recall, in one of my last episodes, or actually it might have been the last episode, like me dying in lava. Or Ori and I were very brave in taking the nether and end. I'll tell you that much. But oh shoot, I was gonna say, oh right. So in my last episode, I did mention that I was gonna pay Pup a whole stack of diamond blocks, which I do have technically, but I would be poor after that, so I would much rather stack up on this a little bit. You're talking about all I saw was Van do a sick mid-air armor swap to Elytra and save himself. Yeah, that... Like, usually I'm on my first or second slot, and if I'm, like, say, if I'm in the air and I need to save my fall, I just press tab, and then I'm on that slot, and then I can just press spacebar. Run me my money, R. But, ooh, I should probably take these up. All of this, like, random ore is just stuck here. Whoops. Okay, see if I can, like, pigeonhole my way in. Ooh. I'm gonna try to get, like, decently down here. And... oh, that is not aligning with a chunk, but you know what? I don't care. But... ooh. Ah! Stinking lava. That's probably why I didn't continue going further that way. But when it comes to that, it's been... yeah, I've been kind of casually grinding. I'll be honest with you, behind the scenes, I'm getting both. I'm getting both the netherite and the diamonds. If Pup wants to help with any of that, he can, but I don't want... that's not something I want to force on somebody, because that is a lot of grinding, and, you know, people have lives, so... oh, I should probably, like, place a torch or something. I've been, like, trying to get into the habit of, like, placing a torch every time. Torch every chunk? Oh my gosh. But, yeah, I'm getting, like, all the netherite myself and the diamonds myself. At least at the moment. And the reason I wanted to set up that trade was for two reasons. Firstly, I wanted to incorporate Pup back into the story a little bit. Because it felt like he kind of just got forgotten, and also B, it kind of exemplifies the lengths that my character is willing to go just to make things as quick as possible. It's a nice little bit of, like, character not development, more like getting a feel for what, like, the character's headspace, if that makes any sense. Guess I'm just gonna be running across this way. Across, like, the 15 different tunnels that I've made. But yeah, so I've been trying to get all the diamonds, trying to get a bunch of the netherite myself too. That's actually one of the reasons why I dropped the shulker prices to 2, just so I can kind of get a little bit of a boost to help alleviate things on the diamond side. But I definitely do need to work on the netherite side of things, because that is, like, as you might have seen, there are 7 vaults total, and I have to use 2 netherite blocks for each. So that's, in total, like, 14 nether blocks, or netherite blocks, which ain't cheap. That ain't cheap at all. And I'm that's like, I think by the time I need the vault for whatever I'm gonna need it for. I think I will probably have that amount. But funny story, there was like in the original design, you can make a netherite beacon at the end of the season. A small version, but yes. Because I think that would only go to the first level. So because you have 9, yeah, that already takes up most of it. Unless with our powers combined, we get a whole bunch of netherite. That would be pretty funny. Actually, there's a little bit of a story behind netherite beacons. There was actually a time on Kafla, oop, ran into diamonds, where Pup by himself managed to, and keep in mind this is when we all had a lot more time on our hands. By himself managed to actually make like a full power netherite beacon. And this was like around the time when netherite first came out. This was still in 1.16. And I still can't believe that he did that. Hey Obi, how you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. I've been trying to catch your streams, but like every single time I've either been at work or I'm like in the midst of something else. Sorry, bud. But yeah, I still don't know how you managed to do that. And I still don't know how you managed to find my secret base on that server. Like, I know you have explained it to me, but still, I'm just baffled that you managed to find the one place in the one dirt block that looked slightly suspicious. How are you? I'm doing pretty well. Not gonna lie, as the stream goes on, I'm getting like slowly more and more tempted to get some fast food again. Because like, with everything combined, oh, I have a story. This is an embarrassing story, but let's just say a very good lesson was learned in accounting, let's just say. So, I'm feeling very celebratory this week because I managed to take care of like multiple stressful things. Hello, Rex. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. But so the first thing was that my work rolled out like a new video teaching program thing, and it's mostly for newcomers, but just as per policy and so that everybody's on the same page, everybody has to do it, even though I've been working there for like a couple years now. And I don't know why, but it always makes me smile when everybody's like greeting each other in the chat. It's fun. Keep it up. Please. But anyways. But so I was a bit lazy. I kind of postponed it because I did not know that there was a deadline for it, at least for me. But apparently the deadline was like February 24th. And so I had to like speed run half the course in a matter of like 4 days. When the first half took me basically an entire month. You're all good, bud. Streams should be starting up again. I was out of town for a week. Pretty happy with the videos that I've been posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Nice. Hey, John. How are you doing? But yeah, so, and the second thing, which was like that, that is just a matter of grinding it out, getting it finished. It wasn't terribly hard. But the second thing was a bit of a car payment issue. So I'm using an app to pay for my monthly car payments, right? And so as like so I think it was February 9th or something along those lines, and I wanted to just get it over with quickly. I didn't want to have to think about it, so I paid it early. Cut to like my usual due date. I check back just to make sure that, you know, everything's going according to plan and everything, you know, is okay. And I see that that I owe $600, which is like twice the amount of my monthly payment. So me just wanting to get rid of the issue, I didn't put much thought into it. I just paid it. Then I come back the next day, and it had went up from 600 to 900. So at this point, I'm starting to get pretty stressed, right? Because, you know, that's a pretty hefty hunk of money. But like, I panicked, and I ended up just paying the amount. I come back the next day, it goes up to $1,900. And at this point, I decided to call up my dad, because like he actually, you know, studied. Yeah, and keep in mind, I'm very much a noob at adulting. I ended up calling my dad, trying to like figure things out. It's like, is this like some kind of app like glitch on the app? Because I'm paying it, the amount owed shouldn't be going up. And that was, yeah. So I was freaking out at this point. And ooh, I should probably replace this out with Deep Slate. And I might give some back to whoever sells them. I don't remember off the top of my head who sells them, but might be. Does anybody sell them? I don't remember. Anyways, so getting back to the story. So I call my dad, who's a lot more experienced with just, you know, reading money stuff, accounting. He literally took a class in accounting when he was in college. And he said, "Oh, dude, you see how there's parentheses around the amount?" I'm like, well, yeah. He's like, well, depending on the situation, which in your situation, this does apply, parentheses mean negative, which means you overpaid. I was freaking out for an entire week for nothing. And I paid $1,900 for nothing. Like, I am so irritated with myself. But on the bright side of things, that's not like down the toilet or anything. Not only does that like refund inbound, no, I'd rather not deal with it. I have enough money to get by all right. But because thankfully I'm very, very stingy with my money normally. The negative sign exists for a reason. Yeah, and the thing is, it was labeled under past due. Which, like, why? You would think they would have their own, that would have its own section. But no, it's under the past due for whatever reason. But, thankfully, that can go towards like my future car payments. So not only is my interest rate going to go down by probably a good bit, but also I basically don't have to pay for my car for Yeah, that sounds weird. Yeah, my dad, my sister, and I theorized that they might have done that on purpose, just to confuse people and get people to pay more early. Which, a bit scummy, but whatever. But really bad app design. Somebody not familiar with accounting definitely fell for it. Yeah. I'm probably not the only person who's done that. And apparently, like, before all this happened, I'd already, like, been $300 ahead, and I didn't realize it. So what probably happened was that I paid for it once earlier in whatever month, and then I paid it again towards the end of the month, not really realizing it. So that's why the problem seemed to start off at 600. Since this was, and it probably started off in parentheses, I just didn't notice it. But, yeah, but I did the math, and because it actually does count towards my future car payments, I don't have to pay for my car for the next, like, 9 months. Which, a little, kind of insane, but hey. Which I'm definitely going to take advantage of. I'd like to get my money back a bit. Get a bit of a bounce back. Especially considering that I'm semi-considering buying the Switch 2. We'll see. It basically depends on what games come out on it, of course. Because that's why you get a Nintendo console, let's be honest. Nah, I'm not gonna drop the sticks. Let's not be wasteful to the environment. As I drop Deep Slate. But yeah, so it's funny, I'm not gonna need to open up that app until like what month is it? The 2nd, so it'd be almost to the end of the year. That would be pretty funny. I don't think I'm gonna wait for that long. I'll probably wait for like 6 months-ish. It's a very full inventory. Yeah, but I'm probably going to be dropping a lot of this Deep Slate because I am not struggling for Deep Slate. Especially of the Silk Touch variety. So I should be fine. But yes, because I dealt with all that in a week, and also because Pokemon Presents is coming up this Thursday, I've been feeling very celebratory, which usually for me comes in the form of junk food, fast food, etc. And I mean, because of the diet I've been on, I'm actually a little bit underweight. What's this tunnel for? I'm just trying to strip mine for diamonds, mostly. Just something casual. Well, as you should, King. Awesome. I'm glad I'm being encouraged by my chat to have bad habits. Nah, but I appreciate it. But yeah, I honestly, in all fairness, I probably should. It's just like I just need to be careful not to treat my stomach too badly, because I'm just gonna let you know that that's basically why I had to be on that extreme version of my usual diet in the first place. So I need to. So what kicked it off? I have a feeling that Obi might know what I'm talking about when I discuss why this happened. Nothing is better than Chick-fil-A as a celebration. I'm probably not going to do Chick-fil-A, but either like Raising Cane's, I'm definitely feeling chicken. Raising Cane's, Popeyes, something along those lines. But basically how this started was that I was... Obi, you might... I'm just saying, like, you might know why I had, like, the details of why I might have gone on that... Oop, that's another set of diamonds. The details of why I might have gone on that diet just based on this, because let's just say guys, especially as you like get past your 20s, tend to experience this. I ended up eating a lot of dark chocolate M&Ms in one sitting. And yeah, the problem started rearing its head the next morning. It came up very quickly, so... And made it very uncomfortable to sit, and that's actually been another reason why making videos has been a bit difficult, because, like, sitting was very irritating. And, I mean, you kind of... I don't have a standing desk or anything, so that's not really gonna work. And for like the small amount of time, it's really good luck for Diamond Gen is increasing as you dig further. Yeah, it's mostly just to, if you mean like the me mining out around the diamonds, it's just me kind of ensuring that I'm not missing anything. I do the same thing with netherite. I definitely understand that. Wish I had a standing desk too. Yeah. So like I basically had to hot swap. Like, it was basically within the interval of an hour. I was like, I would spend an hour at my desk and then an hour sitting on my bed. Because thankfully, my bed's soft enough that it's not, I can recover, essentially. Yeah, mining is getting a bit harder. Yeah. It's definitely one of the more tedious things. However, I find mining to be very calming. Like if I'm playing Minecraft and I'm a little bit creatively bankrupt, or I'm just not feeling like using my brain at the moment, I just start mining. Especially in my single player world, because I don't typically make iron farms. I don't know, it just feels a little bit cheap to me. Now, on Nations of Nobles, I have to pay for my iron. Because, I mean, and while that iron does ultimately come from an iron farm, I mean, I'm paying for it, right? So I do earn it in a sense. So I don't feel as bad using it. But in my single player world, I'm not, you know, getting it off of anybody. I have to mine it myself. So mining can be fun sometimes. Yeah. I actually, I don't know if I'm going to continue Oxy Hardcore, but for those who don't know, I have tried out a bit of a live stream series a couple of times where I ended up doing hardcore with an additional set of rules that I couldn't really give a name to at first because I didn't really find it anywhere else. I felt like the usual hardcore, like the ultra hardcore, didn't quite fit it. So because this was a very particular rule set, and so because I ended up like being able to survive off of Oxy Daisies, because that makes regenerative suspicious stew in a world where I can't naturally regen, that's where it got its name. I have to lurk now, sadly. Have a great stream. Thank you for popping in, Obi, and thank you for the lurk. Thanks for being a great friend, Van. I miss playing real Minecraft with you. Yeah, honestly, same. I have thought of that one, like, I don't know, things feel a little bit easier for me now. I have been giving a thought to that one series where we all switch controls. I think that could be a lot of fun. I'd love to have you in that, even if you like, even if you just have like the normal controls, because that would definitely mess me up, because I am so used to having that hotbar set up, and also like control for sprint kills me. I don't know how people stretch their pinky out to control to sprint, because for some context, I use caps lock for sprint. May the force be with you. You as well. I was going to say fellow Padawan, but that's definitely not the right terminology. A fellow Jedi Knight? I don't know. I'm not very familiar with Star Wars terms, unfortunately. Caps lock? Yeah. Like, the caps lock is much more reasonable for my pinky to reach. Like, if I try to reach down to control, my pinky kind of does this weird thing where, like, it kind of locks up. Where it kind of moves up by... Ain't no Padawan. Sorry. Where it's like... By intervals, my pinky kind of goes in intervals. There's, like, no in-between for it. So, I either completely miss... control, or I'm at caps lock, or no, rather shift. I sadly don't have Minecraft on my laptop. Gotcha. But like as soon as the sprint key came out in 1.7, I was like, no. And it's not like I could ignore it, because I was very much in the PvP scene at the time. So I was like, okay, I'm putting it on caps lock. And apparently that's not a terribly uncommon solution. Which, I mean, it makes sense. It's like the other key that is next to shift. So I don't think it's that weird. I use shift solely because, like, yeah, no, that's also, I've also seen that that's another common one. Using shift as your sneak. Or using shift as your sprint and then control as your sneak. Well, it makes it comfortable to play. There shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, to be honest, caps lock as sprint is definitely one of my less weird controls. But yeah, I'd love to do that series sometime. Like, if Silver is able to participate in that, literally everybody's going to, like, loathe his control scheme. Because for those who don't know, well, okay, Silver's control scheme in of itself is not very weird, but the way he uses it is really, really bad. So, like, in order to shift, he curls his thumb underneath his palm and presses it that way. And, like, my question is, how do you jump with this? Like my first instinct is to curl my pointer finger down and then, like, press that, but that seems so awful. Like, how? And I've, like, purely because of Silver, I've thought of, with this series, like, having a rule where if you would have to have a long thumb for that. No, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Silver has big hands. I have no idea. I mean, I have seen a picture of it before, but It's been a while. But like mostly because of Silver, I do want to put in a rule in that series if I ever get around to organizing it, where it's basically, you know, if you're genuinely starting to feel some fatigue, like just don't worry about like sticking to that until the end. We can either like lessen the impact and you can like still get points, or you can just give it up altogether and you can like not get the rewards for that episode, because I kind of want people to get rewards at the end of each episode for actively completing the task. And I kind of want to also have like a hardcore mode for each person, that each person with their own control scheme can kind of send in as sort of a challenge mode. And it's going to be like a surprise for everybody else. So if a control scheme seems like fairly easy for somebody and they want to get more rewards from the episode, they can ask for the challenge mode, but they have no idea what the challenge mode consists of. And it's mostly come up with by the person who had that control scheme in the first place. Either big thumb or small palms, I don't know. This reminds me of a Reddit post I saw some time ago of a user who was using both hands on keyboard and then controlling the mouse with his feet. I've never heard of that one. Oh, that's 2 diamond pockets. Heck yeah. I will take that. And redstone. Redstone never hurts, even though I have a lot of this. I have been doing a lot of redstone projects though, so keeping topped up on it is a good idea. But when it comes to like I already kind of have a good idea. Like I think by default the challenge mode would consist of you using their mouse sensitivity and their field of view. Outside of that, it's completely up to the person who had the control scheme originally to come up with the challenge mode. Because I feel like they're gonna know their control scheme and what makes it challenging for other people better. And also, it kind of makes it fun in a sense. It kind of puts creative agency into everybody's hands, and it kind of allows them to play around and be a little evil. Like, say, so, like a challenge mode that I would probably put onto myself is like if somebody uses control sprint, I'm not allowed to double tap W to sprint. I exclusively have to use control. Because I could definitely see myself without the challenge mode just double tapping W the entire time. Which, yeah, still kind of a challenge, but not entirely within the spirit. Similarly, imagine a series where each episode you are fixed with random keybinds for that episode. That would definitely be interesting, but I feel like with random keybinds, it would... I feel like that would be better for a solo series. Because I feel like if you're doing a series with multiple people, it's a lot more fun. And I feel like it could lead to a lot more banter if you're using somebody else's controller scheme. Or control scheme, not controller scheme. And also, like, how random are we talking? Are we gonna have, like, instead of WASD, it's like YGHF or HJ? Like, how random are we talking? Or are we gonna have, like, 5 is W, J is D, D is A, and B is... multiple people would definitely make it more funny. Yeah. Because I think that's the advantage of having a series like that is that kind of banter. And like helping each other to get over their weaknesses. We could have restrictions so that it doesn't put the sneak key on this print screen button. What? oh, okay, gotcha. So like the same basic idea of what a control scheme would be, or actually probably a better idea if someone, like maybe I could ask like the Nations and Nobles community Discord, which link in the description, by the way, if you're not already in it. I could ask somebody, hey, what's your control scheme? I'm gonna try and play with it for an episode of this series. That could be fun. But I actually got this idea. There's actually a little bit of a story behind this idea. A long time ago, I was in the PvP area of Minecraft around like when 1.8, 1.7 was out. It was Nation Noble Discord and no one told me. Yeah, it should be in the description. If not, I am terribly sorry. But yeah, we'd love to have you. I'm out of torches again. I have to restock on coal. But yeah, pro tip, always keep like sticks and coal in your inventory. Just so if you need like a massive amount of them. And I don't think that's how you spell it, but I got it. But back when I was in that PvP community, a bit of a trend at the time was like people PvPing each other using each other's control schemes. And it kind of goes off of that. Like using the texture pack that they usually use, because in the PvP community everybody had some sort of PvP texture pack going on. It was honestly a lot of fun to mess around with somebody else's controls and have both of you derping around trying desperately to hit each other if your sensitivities were vastly different. But I kind of want to adapt that to a less PvP like environment. It'd probably just be us like trying to defeat the dragon or something along those lines. I could probably spice it up with like something else too, but this is partially why I haven't like actually gotten into organizing it yet, is because I feel like I still need time to let my brain naturally think of more concepts to add to keep things interesting. But yeah, we'll see. That being said, I think that is going to do it for me today. I have some things that I want to do. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm probably going to link you guys to a stream because I just saw on my phone somebody else who is streaming. Yeah, here he is. Oh, accidentally had his audio on. But yeah, if you... Oh, let me actually check something else first. Yeah, okay. So, I'm gonna send you guys over to Count Monty. He's a really cool dude. He seems to be doing some, you know, back to basics survival Minecraft at the minute. So, and yeah. Thank you all for watching and have a good one.